I always wanted to have my own forest, and while being on the most challenging hike of my life, I thought why not start it today. So I decided to carefully take out small saplings from the ground and put them in a plastic bag in order to plant them in my backyard. And just to make sure, the area was flooded with thousands of trees like this, so I have not done any damage to the environment. The minute I was back from hike, I grabbed all I needed and got to work. Tree number 1, 2, 3. Plastic tank and my red knife and turned it into a pot. I also saw a different breed of trees nearby and decided to make my forest even more diverse, so I took 2 of them as well. The soil is native and very nutritious for them, so I tried to dig up some of it, and to have more grip, I used the cap of a tank as well. It is important that the soil is loose and not solid, because this way it will easily fill up all the space, which makes sure that roots are nicely covered with it. In order to make sure that there was no air trapped in it, I poked the soil and shook it several times. And after filling about 75% of the pot, I had 2 small trees because they were much shorter and had shorter roots. Before traveling, I put them on a balcony at the sunniest place and watered them few times. And I don't know if it was a fate or just an accident, but the unedited background noise really messed the situation. On a travel day, I put my trees in front of me in the back of the car and went to the train station. At first we were going without interruption before we hit the traffic, but in the end we managed to make it on time. While you enjoy views, I want to encourage you to plant trees. This way we help nature to heal from harmful human activities and complete the life cycle, which is essential for wildlife. By planting trees, we help our environment to grow and not only renew its presence, but also to create more diverse living conditions for all the living creatures. After a little pit stop, we finally made it to our destination, and it was already night and no time for planting, but at least dogs were happy to see us there. When I got home next morning, I got my trees out of the car and placed them on a nice sunny spot before I finished taking care of the space where I would start my own forest, which you can see here in my previous video. After everything was ready, it was time to give my trees a new home. I grabbed what I needed to make sure everything was in place: a rake, gloves, shovel, and of course the plants. First step was to dig up a hole. Let's get them out and put them in the ground with loam soil. After putting a tree in a hole with as much of its own soil as possible, I put some natural mulch around it, which will help to improve fertility and the health of the soil.
Ta-da! There goes one.
One tree is down, 11 more to go. What we do is we dig a hole, put in the tree, cover it with soil, and put some mulch around it. After repeating this cycle for many times, I had all the trees planted and it was time to hydrate. As always in your life, you must use what you have and make the best of it. I will use this plastic pot for hydration and wash off all the nutritious soil that is left in it. So this is me officially starting a forest. Here are two of them actually, and here are three of them. I hope all of them survive, so then I will plant them and give them their separate places. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What are you waiting for? Go plant some trees.